Well, Sabitzer is back. Victor Lindelof is back for the Rio Betis tie. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you watching us from? Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching us from. This is Rock and David onto this channel that brings you 100% Manchester United news. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, it's good news in the camp of Manchester United, and guess who is back? That is Sabitzer. Today, while in the training session at Carrington ahead of the game of Rio Betis that is going to be played down in Spain, that is Sabitzer for you. He is back. Remember, he last played for United when you're playing against Fulham. He missed out on the tie against... No, he played even the Liverpool game. He came in through and really played some 15 minutes, Sabitzer. But ever since then, he never showed up. We expected him to play in a double pivot with Casemiro in the game of Rio Betis. He never showed up. The manager told us that he's out. Now, even on the weekend while playing Southampton, he was out. But yesterday, after getting the news that Sabitzer has been included into the squad of Australia by Ralf Rangnick, that confirmed to us that he is back, and obviously he has taken place. He has took part into the training session that was happening at Carrington today before the team sets off to Spain, Rio Betis, where Erik ten Hag is going to hold his press conference. And now we wait and see whether he's going to be part of the traveling squad down in Rio Betis, that is Sevilla. So we so much delighted to see him that he's back, because we are having very many injuries that are really attacking the team. You see, Garnacho is one of those that has really gone ahead to find herself injured in the game of Southampton. Eriksson is on his way back. Danny Van Beek, not all that bad. But the main reason as to why we should jubilate the return of Sabitzer is simple. The Casemiro suspension. You know, Casemiro is suspended for the game of Fulham, Fulham, Brentford, Everton and Newcastle. He is not going to play any of those games. Now, when Sabitzer comes back, it's a very huge boost for the club of Manchester United, because he adds a lot into that midfield. Because if Casemiro goes, that means we are left with just two double pivot midfield options. That is Scott McTominay and Fred. Though the manager really tried to play Fernandes into that position with Casemiro in the game of Southampton, I think the litmus test never worked out. It never really worked out. And I think the manager also got to know that it was not really the best of a system that he would employ or deploy to play against a side known as Southampton. There was a lot of space for Casemiro to cover. I think that's why he even found himself getting that red card. So I believe, as it stands, Sabitzer is back. It's a very huge boost for Manchester United, because in the game of Rio Betis, it will be Fred and Casemiro starting, but I think Sabitzer will come in through to get some 10-15 minutes to see to it that he finds himself in a position of getting prepared for the game of Fulham. And I know the manager might really take off Casemiro and Fred to field Sabitzer and Scott McTominay into that double mid pivot to go ahead and really prepare themselves for the game of Fulham on Sunday. I'm one of those fans of Manchester United, the many fans who don't like to see Fred and Scott McTominay play together in a double pivot. I hate it. I don't like it. Mark Fred costed us loads and loads of games when they play together. They've never registered a single success for the club of Manchester United for the time they've been playing together. So I see no reason as to why they should come in through and obviously be part of this. They shouldn't be part of this. That's it. So Sabitzer and Scott McTominay won't be playing for the very first time together. They played in the game of Leicester City, and I think they played together for like some 30-35 minutes. That game that we won 3-0. And the midfield looked a little bit porous when Fred was playing with Sabitzer, but when Scott McTominay came in through, he put some steel into that. Though, in the game against West Ham, when they played together in that double pivot, we never really looked good, especially Scott McTominay. That's why the manager at halftime, he took off Scott McTominay and brought on Casemiro, and then we got back to the levels we are supposed to be as Manchester United. So congratulations to Sabitzer, and guys, I want to see you welcome back Sabitzer from injury by smashing the like button close for 100 times to welcome back this Australian international, that is Sabitzer. Now, it's not only Sabitzer that has been returned. There is even another one that we missed out on the game of in the game of Southampton. It's known as Victor Lindelof. We've been told by by Tron Martial, he's a senior football writer at the Manchester Evening News, that Lindelof and Marcel Sabitzer resumed training. You get? Anthony Martial is also present. Now, Lindelof has been on and off nowadays because he has been having an illness. But he has trained today and would love to see him, by the way, come into play. Because every time you're having Lindelof, there are little chances or limited chances of Harry Maguire to start. And tomorrow, as we play Real Betis, I expect Erik ten Hag to go on and really think of making changes for Rafael Varane to be rested. And I think the perfect replacement should be Lindelof. But the manager might say, I'm going to play with Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane because Varane is not going to be playing into the international. He's not going to play for his national team because he really said no and ended the career of the French national team, and that means he's going to be rested for the next 2 weeks. So I think the manager might really base on that and say, all right, I'm going to play him in this game and the game on Sunday, then he rests. That's it. So as it stands, Martial has been also present, and for the previous 2 weeks, Martial has been present in training, but he has not yet made it to the match day. We don't know whether he's going to travel to Spain, but I think that squad is going to be unveiled like 1 or 2 hours from now. The squad is traveling to Spain, is going to be unveiled. Then I'll come here and tell you who has traveled, who has not traveled in that squad. So as it stands, Sabitzer, Martial, Lindelof are in contention to travel with the team to Spain, but we don't know what exactly is really going to happen during the selection of the players that are really going to go to Spain. Now, there has been a hinge that has been affecting certain rich people or moguls to take over clubs in Europe. You are not allowed to own more than one club in Europe. So, as it stands, UEFA president has come out and really issued statements, and they really give a boost. They really give green light to the Qataris to go on and increase their desire or their appetite to take over Manchester United. And the UEFA president has gone ahead and really said, that is chief reports reporter for the Times known as Matien Zigelia has told us that UEFA is considering allowing clubs with the same owner to play in the Champions League simultaneously, a move that could have significant ramifications for the takeover of Manchester United. You know that the Qataris wouldn't be able to take over Manchester United, that is the Qatar Investment Group, because they have a club they own in Europe known as PSG. That's why they brought in Sheikh Jassim Al Thani to come in through and make a foundation known as 92 Foundation to take over Manchester United. But if at all this was in order, it would have found them in a better position to come in and really pay the amount of money that the Glazers want, and they take over Manchester United. They are really, really obsessed with the takeover of Manchester United. Another green light has been really given to them by UEFA. Then we've been told Alexandria Catherine, president of UEFA, said a rethink of the existing rules was needed, and that 2 options: to keep the ban or prohibit clubs with the same owner playing in the same competition, or allow them to take part. It would be explored. That's what he said. Then the UEFA president asked about the potential conflict with owning 2 clubs in the same competition. Catherine said, we are not thinking about Manchester United only. We've had 5 or 6 owners of clubs who want to buy another club. we have to see what to do. So that means it has always been on their heads and obviously causing headaches onto them, but they are now trying to find a solution. Now, UEFA president on the money in the Premier League, I'm not worried about it. I think the Premier League is doing a good job and other leagues should do a better job. So, you know, this is what we are benefiting from the evolution of the Super League. That's it. You know, a Super League has been a wake-up call to UEFA to come out and really find means of really loosening the tight strings they've been put on clubs, especially the amount of money the clubs own, you get? Because they believe that if they don't change the Super League, if they don't change, the Super League will come out and really put in allowances that will really give these other teams to go on and really operate. That's it. So, as it stands, I 100% believe that is going to be given green light. And however much some things we don't agree with them, like the Super League, we never agreed with it. We never agreed with it on its terms and conditions, because the history of Manchester United is so much based onto the Premier League, on the Champions League, you know, that treble, the way we won the Champions League in 1999, the Busby Babes, you get, collapsing or crashing in Munich as they really got, was it Zagreb? They're traveling from there to go ahead and really return to Manchester. After that game, the plane crashed and close to 8 people died. So that history will be down or will be really thrown in the bin. So you wouldn't like such history to be binned if at all you are a person of a caliber of a United strict fan. But amidst all the very many negatives of the Super League, I think they've put or piled pressure onto UEFA to come out and really say that we need to loosen these strings, because these teams are really not doing the needful. So Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, I think he's now okay, and if at all that is put to happening, then it will see United being taken over by Qataris at the same time owning what we call the PSG. But that doesn't mean that before all that, Qataris won't take over United. There is a new foundation known as 92 Foundation by Sheikh Jassim Al Thani that wants to take over Manchester United, not the Qatar Investment Authority. You get? Qatar Investment Authority are in charge of the PSG side, but the 92 Foundation has been specifically opened to take over Manchester United. That's it. So guys, your thoughts onto the takeover of Manchester United and the boost given to the Qataris are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Sabitzer returning, Lindelof returning in training for Manchester United, and they are getting themselves ready to see to it that they travel to Spain. And we are waiting for who Erik ten Hag is going to travel with to Spain, whether these three are going to be included. But I'm 100% sure either 3 of them or 2 of them will travel to Spain. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Through Rock, and David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later, but don't forget to subscribe, guys, and let's see this video amass to 100 likes as we welcome back Sabitzer and Victor Lindelof. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. It's a Wednesday. It's the UEFA Europa League match eve, and tomorrow we are playing Real Betis. I did the match preview. If at all you've not yet watched it, go onto the video section, and obviously you are going to go all out and really enjoy it, because it's really good and detailed about the game of Real Betis hosting all Manchester United in Spain, where everything looks like it's gonna be rosy. Bye bye, see you later.